Now to a Target 12 investigators exclusive Left Behind. An eye-opening report looking at how Rhode Island's funds at schools shows poor districts receive less money than their wealthier peers.
We've uncovered evidence showing the students in those districts have been losing out for more than a decade. Target 12 investigator Tolly Taylor joins us now with the details.
The report shows Rhode Island is one of the best states in terms of the amount of money it puts into K-12 public education. But when you look at how those dollars are spent, the data shows the state leaves high poverty students behind. Rutgers education professor Bruce Baker says when high poverty districts get 10% more funding per student than their wealthier peers, it can level the playing field.
The infusion of additional financial resources into high-need settings where there haven't previously been those resources helps to improve student outcomes, helps to close achievement gaps.
But as Baker's report released in December shows, high-poverty districts don't get more or even equal funding in Rhode Island. They get less. Baker's report with the Albert Shanker Institute shows Rhode Island ranks third nationwide in its education spending per capita. But the state ranks 38th in the country in how it uses those education dollars. Across the state, wealthier districts receive 13.5% more revenue than high-poverty districts. Baker says that makes Rhode Island one of 20 states with these regressive funding policies.
But those high-need districts, which have less funding, don't even have enough to achieve national average outcomes. Again, Woonsocket, Pawtucket, Central Falls, Providence.
And Baker says this isn't a new problem. In 2014, Baker authored another report examining America's most financially disadvantaged school districts between 2009 and 2011.
But Woonsocket and Pawtucket make the list. It's a persistent problem they've never got around to solving.
Woonsocket is literally a country mile behind Providence.
State Senator Ryan Pearson is the chair of the Senate Finance Committee, which oversees the state's decade-old education funding formula.
I'm disappointed we haven't been able to do more faster. There's no doubt about that.
In 2019, Pearson helped lead a Senate task force to study Rhode Island's education funding formula. In January 2020, the task force published many of the same findings and recommendations included in Baker's report.
So we had completed the report, issued the findings, started the bills in early 2020, and then the entire 2020 legislative session was blown up by COVID.
Pearson says the central issue is the first item on the task force's recommendations. The local share, the portion of education funding paid by a city or town, is not consistently funded or understood.
The state was increasing investment rather than the cities and town continuing to try to work on theirs. They actually use it as an opportunity to pull back on their investment.
Pearson says the state and the Rhode Island Department of Education need to do a better job working with local communities to help them understand what they should be funding. And if they can't afford to meet that portion, he says the state should step in to cover the difference.
They need to start kind of targeting money, coming up with a kind of a weighted, cost-adjusted formula that drives money where it's needed most.
Coming up at 6, a local education leader describes how a funding boost could lead to tangible changes in disadvantaged communities. Plus, when the state's education funding formula could see changes. With the Target 12 investigators, I'm Tolly Taylor, 12 News.
More details now in a Target 12 investigators exclusive Left Behind. At 5, we told you about an eye-opening report that shows poor Rhode Island school districts receive less money than their wealthier peers.
And new at 6 tonight, state lawmakers are pointing fingers about why these funding gaps haven't been fixed. Target 12 investigator Tolly Taylor joins us now with the details.
Woonsocket, Pawtucket, Central Falls, and Providence. The districts the report finds where students are getting less funding than their wealthier peers. Rutgers education professor Bruce Baker's report finds overall Rhode Island does a good job in the amount it spends on education. But the way Rhode Island's education funding formula distributes those dollars leaves poor districts like Woonsocket, Pawtucket, Central Falls, and Providence behind.
So those kids really just don't have equal opportunity to achieve the same outcome goals.
Baker's report with the Albert Shanker Institute shows Rhode Island ranks third nationwide in its education spending per capita. But the state ranks 38th in the country in how it uses those education dollars. Across the state, wealthier districts receive 13.5% more revenue than high-poverty districts. Baker says that makes Rhode Island one of 20 states with these regressive funding policies.
The formula was created with the intention that there would be a weighted value for students who are from economically disadvantaged communities.
Carlin Howard is the Chief Impact Officer at the Equity Institute, a Rhode Island education-based nonprofit.
The challenge is that when it comes to actually how that plays out, we don't actually see the benefits of having this weighted scale.
In 2019, the Rhode Island Senate created a task force to study the state's education funding formula. The task force released its findings just before the pandemic took center stage. But when the 2021 session began, task force senators say House members were less enthusiastic about making changes.
Is that a fair characterization, or would you say that's inaccurate?
There's a significant portion of the House that is excited about tackling these issues. So I wouldn't say that's fair.
Representative Greg Amore has been an educator for more than 30 years and says he recognizes the funding formula issues. He says the House is also invested in making changes, but likely won't act until next year.
I think we're at the precipice of presenting some changes to the school funding formula within the next 12 to 16 months.
For Task Force Senator Melissa Murray, that isn't fast enough. She says the House declined an invitation to be part of the funding formula task force back in 2019 and tells Target 12, "When I hear that they don't want to act on it this year, that's disappointing. Our neediest students need help now, particularly coming out of this pandemic, and I don't think they can afford to wait." If lawmakers do make changes to help poor districts, Howard has clear ideas of where the funding should go.
Research has shown us time and time again that teachers make the biggest difference in a student's educational experience. One of the things that I've always believed is huge and helpful for students is being able to provide access to out-of-school time programs.
The legislative session typically ends in June. With the Target 12 investigators, I'm Tolly Taylor, 12 News.